This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment and educational purposes only. Anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. You know what I've learned over the last 36 to 48 months in this play? Is that these bad actors can do whatever they want with no real repercussions. They call themselves smart money, but I really don't think they're smart money. I think they're privileged money. I think they're criminal money. I think we can bend the rules any way we want money. And there are hedge funds, there are institutions that follow the rules, that do research, that do DD, that bet on companies that they have researched, that they believe have a good future. And that is how they make their money. They don't need to violate the rules. They don't need to make it short. They don't need to involve in the shenanigans that a lot of these bad actors need to engage in order to win. And I'm just thinking out loud, and I'm thinking that we need to start acting. When I say we, I'm talking about retail investors in general. Maybe should start acting like the good hedge funds, the good investors. And what I mean by that, maybe they should invest in companies that they researched before the companies get big. Okay? These small, what they might call them penny stocks, or these OTC companies that have a lot of potential, that have the chance to run and really make you money. I think that's what retail investors and institutions need to start doing. Institutions that follow the rules. A lot of times what we end up doing is we end up jumping in companies after they're already big, after they're already making moves. A lot of the good hedge funds, from what I've seen, the good investors, the good long-term investors like Berkshire Hathaway, what they do is they find underpriced companies that are not doing well, and they invest in them, and they figure out ways to help the companies get better. And I know you're saying retail investors don't have the funds, they don't have the unity to come together and do things like that. But this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. I see some big things on the horizon for retail investors. And I think the start of that thing is for us to start thinking like institutions, start thinking like hedge funds, and not the hedge funds that's breaking the rules, not the hedge funds that's naked short in stocks. I'm talking about the good hedge funds, the good institutions that research small companies and figure out companies that are going to be leaders in their industry and buy into those companies while those companies are still small and trying to find their footing. And I know it's hard to find companies like that because a lot of times the venture capitalists come in with their angel money and they buy up all the shares in these smaller companies, and these, what they call them, accredited investors come in, and we don't have an opportunity to get a chance to invest in these companies when they're just starting out. But I have some plans for the future that I think will help retail investors and pension funds and institutions that follow the rules to give us an opportunity to prosper on their field. Okay? To prosper on their field. Not by breaking the rules, but by doing better research than them. By paying attention to bootstrapping it. And maybe sometime in the near future, we'll have our own hedge fund built by retail investors who plan to follow the rules, who plan to do DD, who plan to invest properly in good companies so that we can make profits without having to rob retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think that retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules should start thinking bigger? Start looking for small, underperforming companies that we can invest in that have a bright future in order to beat the bad actors, even if we can't beat them in court. Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.